The array may contain subroutine pointers or relative subroutine numbers that can be acted upon by switch statements that direct the path of the execution. Now let us see strings. Strings are actually one-dimensional array of characters terminated by a null character. Thus, a null terminated string contains the characters that comprise the string followed by a null. The following declaration and initialization create a string consisting of the word hello to hold the null character at the end of the array. The size of the character array containing the string is one more than the number of characters in the word hello. See the figure. If you follow the rule of array initialization, then you can write the above statement as follows. See the figure. Following is the memory presentation of the above defined string in C or C++. Actually, you do not place the null character at the end of the string constant. The C compiler automatically places the /0 at the end of the string when it initializes the array. Let us try to print the above mentioned string. See the program. See the continuation of the program. When above code is compiled and executed, it produces the following result. Now let us see C supports a wide range of functions that manipulate null terminated strings. First is a string copy s1, s2 copies string s2 into string s1. A string cat s1, s2 concatenate string s2 onto the end of the string s1. String len s1 returns the length of the string s1. String copy s1, s2 returns 0 if s1 and s2 are the same, less than 0 if s1 is lesser than s2, greater than 0 if s1 is greater than s2. String character s1, ch returns a pointer to the first occurrence of the character ch in string s1. String s1, s2 returns a pointer to the first occurrence of the string s2 in string s1. See the program with output. Now let us see string manipulation applications. Strings are often needed to be manipulated by programmer according to the need of the problem. All string manipulation can be done manually by the programmer, but this makes programming complex and large. To solve this, the C supports a large number of string handling functions. There are numerous functions defined in string.h header file. Few commonly used string handling functions are discussed here below. See the figure. String len calculates length of the string. String copy copies a string to another string. String cat concatenates joins two strings. String comparison compares two strings. String lower converts string to lowercase. String upper converts string to uppercase. String handling functions are defined under a string.h header file. That is, you have to include the code below to run string handling functions. Dynamic memory management functions. The exact size of array is unknown until the compile time, that is time when a compiler compiles code written in a programming language into a executable form. The size of the array you have declared initially can be sometimes insufficient and sometimes more than required. Dynamic memory allocation allows a program to obtain more memory space while running or to release space when no space is required. Although a C language inherently does not have any technique to allocate memory dynamically, there are 4 library functions under stdlib.h for dynamic memory allocation. Now let us see function and use of the function. See the figure. malloc allocates a requested size of bytes and returns a pointer first byte of the allocated space. CAlloc allocates space for an array elements, initializes to 0 and then returns a pointer to memory. Free deallocates the previously allocated space. Realloc change the size of the previously allocated space. Now let us see malloc. The name malloc stands for memory allocation. The function malloc reserves a block of memory of specified size and return a pointer of the type void which can be casted into pointer of any form. Syntax is as shown in the figure. Here ptr is the pointer of the cast type. The malloc function returns a pointer to an area of memory with size of byte size. If the space is insufficient, allocation fails and returns null pointer. See the figure. This statement will allocate either 200 or 400 according to the size of the int 2 or 4 bytes respectively, and the pointer points to the address of the first byte of memory. Now let us see CAlloc. The name CAlloc stands for contiguous allocation. The only difference between malloc and CAlloc is that malloc allocates a single block of memory, whereas CAlloc allocates multiple blocks of memory, each of same size, and sets all bytes to 0. See the syntax. This statement will allocate contiguous space in memory for an array of n elements. For example, see the figure. This statement allocates contiguous space in memory for an array of 25 elements, each of size of float, that is 4 bytes. Now let us see free. Dynamically allocated memory with either CAlloc or malloc does not get written on its own. The programmer must use free explicitly to release space. See the syntax. This statement casts the space in memory pointer by ptr to be deallocated.